So Super Mario Run came out last Thursday, and I've had the whole weekend to play the game, and this is my review of Super Mario Run. So after the initial success of Pokemon Go, Nintendo decided to cash in on Mario because Mario is like their most well-known character. When you think of Nintendo, you think of Mario because he's the mascot of Nintendo. And when I heard back in September that they were doing an app game based on Mario, I was excited. I love Pokemon Go. I will admit that it has problems, but I was excited to be playing Mario on my iPhone. So after 3 months of waiting, we finally have this game, and what do I think of Super Mario Run? I like it. I really like it. It's really addictive, and it actually reminds me of a Super Mario game. Actually, it is a Super Mario game. This is something that you would see probably on a 3DS. There are a couple differences, but it is Super Mario. With games like Sonic Dash, it feels like it's just an app game with that character programmed into the game. It feels like a totally different game from like the initial original games, but because it has Sonic in it, it's automatically Sonic. But when you're playing it, it doesn't feel like a Sonic game. It's just, oh, it's Sonic in a mobile device game. But with Super Mario Run, this is like, it feels like actual Super Mario. It is Super Mario. It's got the same mechanics from the Super Mario game. You just run, you jump, it's 2D, you go one way, you jump on villains like Goombas and stuff like that. It is Super Mario. That's what I really like about it. There are worlds that you go through, like in the original game, you have to go one way in order to save the princess from Bowser. There's not certain items that give Mario power-ups, like where he finds an item and he gets to throw fireballs. It's just simple. It's just Mario going through worlds. He's jumping over villains and he's trying to save the princess. It's just normal Mario. There are mushrooms where you get to turn into normal-sized Mario instead of like, you know, little Mario. But besides that, there's no other power-ups, and it keeps it simple in that matter. I would say that the replay value of the game comes with the rallies that are introduced in this game, where you get to verse other players or like AIs, and you have to collect more coins than them. And when you beat your opponent, you get to take some of their Toad villagers, increase the population in your village or your castle area. You also have the ability to use your coins in order to buy more buildings and more accessories in order to gain say more coins or tally tickets. And what tally tickets are, those are tickets where you use in order to verse an opponent in the rally. And I will admit, if you play this game excessively, those tally tickets are gonna go by really fast. However, if you know what every item or what every building does in the game that you buy for your village, if you know what each of them does and the certain mechanics of that item, you will find that you will be collecting more coins and more tally tickets in the near future. And if you actually get a certain amount of Toad villagers, you get specific buildings that belong to certain characters in the Mario universe. And when you buy these buildings, you can play as certain Mario characters like Luigi, Toad, Toadette, Princess Peach. So that's another reason to keep on playing, is so you can gain Toad villagers in order to get your favorite characters from the Mario universe. Now, I have heard a couple complaints from other YouTubers that there are certain areas where they cannot play Super Mario Run. I specifically haven't had any problems with that whatsoever. I usually play it when I'm here at my house or I'm in cellular data range, but I've heard from certain people that they will be in a certain area and they can't even play the single player game. I haven't experienced anything like that, but I can only imagine how that is for some people and how stressful that can be. So just be warned, you might have some problems with that, so you might want to be in range of a Wi-Fi or cellular data. But that is kind of weird how you can't even play the single player game. Like, I understand that you need to have that kind of connection in order to play multiplayer, but for the single player game, that doesn't really make any sense to me. I don't know why. I mean, like I said, I haven't experienced that, so I can't confirm that, but other YouTubers are saying that they're having a problem with this. And also, I'm sure you guys want me to talk about this certain topic of the game. Is the game worth $9.99? Well, that depends on what you're looking for in an app game. So in games like Pokemon Go, you're using actual money to buy, say, Pokeballs or items when you can't go outside and go to a Pokestop or something like that. I mean, sometimes if you work really hard, you can get certain items, but if you're put into a position where you can't, you have to use your money to buy like Pokeballs. But in Super Mario Run, there's no DLC like that. There's no downloadable content. You don't have to pay extra for certain items. Every bit of currency is found in the game. It's mostly coins that you find while playing. You don't have to spend any of your own money, only when you buy the game. There is a free version of the game, but it only gives you 3 levels to play, so if you want to play Super Mario Run, you might as well just spend the $9.99. It's a really good game, and I will admit that it's really addictive, but I don't think it's worth $9.99. If anything, I would have paid $4.99 for this. I understand that, you know, it's Mario, it's Nintendo, but I feel like I don't know. I just don't think that it was worth $9.99. I understand that, you know, you don't have to pay anything else when playing the game. You don't have to buy DLC or anything like that. But I just, for what I got and the amount of time that I finished the game, I actually finished the single player game like within 3 hours. I just didn't feel like I had to pay $9.99 for the game, really. But if you're a fan of Mario and you want to have a fun time while, say, waiting on something, or you want something to substitute Pokemon Go, it's a fun game, really. Oh man, I think it's raining outside. I'm sorry. I was not expecting that. Overall, though, Nintendo and Mario are like really big things. Like after the success of Pokemon Go, you would have thought that Nintendo would consider the amount of people who are downloading Super Mario. Like a lot of people downloaded it. And I'm sure they're making a lot of money from it. It's Super Mario. However, knowing that they're cashing off like fans who want the game on their phone for $9.99, I just feel like it's, I don't know, a little greedy, really. The reason why I like Super Mario Run on iPhones is because everyone now has a chance to play Super Mario. Used to, you had to buy like a Nintendo Wii or a 3DS to play Super Mario, and the reason why I really appreciated Nintendo putting these app games on iPhones was because, you know, it gave everyone a chance to play as Nintendo characters. I really like that. However, knowing that Nintendo is using this in order to gain more of a profit is kind of greedy to me. The game, I feel as though, shouldn't be $9.99. I would have bought it for $4.99, but anything much more, I wouldn't have bought it. But I knew I had to buy it in order to review the full game, and that's what I did. I did it for you guys! Man, it is really pouring outside. I'm sorry. So yes, guys, that was my review of Super Mario Run. I really enjoyed the game. I've been playing it more than Pokemon Go. Comment down below what you thought of the game. If you've played it yet, like the video, share it, and please subscribe to PixelTalk if you haven't yet for more reviews, movie content, gaming content, and so on. Thank you guys so much. I am Corbin Stuckey, and this is PixelTalk.